We're in the International Centre for Ecotourism Research at Griffith University. For the last 2.5 decades, we've been working on the role of tourism in conservation. If one looks around the world, more and more plants and animals are becoming extinct, endangered, and mostly they survive in national parks. And national parks need money to operate, and more governments are expecting that parks agencies will raise money from tourism. We've calculated the number of individual animals in every park all around the world which depend on conservation money for their day-to-day protection. So we've just got a couple of articles out right now in a journal called PLOS One, an open access worldwide journal, one on the mammals and one on the frogs, and we have another one coming out on the birds, where we've made these calculations for all the species which are listed by the IUCN, the World Conservation Union, as in their red list, which is the list of species which are considered to be threatened or endangered or rare. So the way that we did the calculations is like this. If you can imagine a country or two countries where there are lots of different parks, and for simplicity I've just called them parks A and B, so the green lines are national parks, and in each of these parks there are rare animals. So let's consider the tigers. Let's suppose there's 22 tigers in this park and 42 tigers in this park. And these are about the right kind of numbers. Now this is a coin, this is the budget of the park, and let's say that in this park only 10% of the park's money comes from tourism, but in this park 40%. And again, those are roughly the right kind of numbers. So what this means is that of these 22 tigers, 1/10, 2.2 of a tiger, rely on tourism revenue. If you take away that money, the park has 10% less money to operate, and some of those tigers will die. Down here, another 16 tigers. If you add that together, in these parks, by this calculation, which is a very crude way of doing it, 19 tigers in total. Well, so what we've done is we've done this same calculation for 1,131 species. Actually, not all of them, because some there aren't data. For all the parks they live in, all across the world, looking at the park budget structures at national level. And so we've concluded that whilst in many parks tourism's not an important component of the budget, for a surprisingly large number it is. In some countries now, almost all the money for operating parks comes from tourism. And if we look at the level of individual rare and endangered species, there's a large number of species for which somewhere between 5 to more than 50% of the remaining individuals in the whole world depend on tourism for day-to-day conservation. And that's our major finding.